same as us. He thought, I'll go through, check the timing. He thought, I'll check the valve gap and all that sort of stuff. So he went to adjust push rods and went, I'm not getting anything off, number one, at all. So nothing. So then he sort of investigated a bit more. Then he found all this brass was in the engine and it had taken out the camshaft. So I learned that when you pull a distributor out of a Volkswagen, I pulled it out and it just had a little spade on the end. Now, early Chryslers are like that. They just have a spade and you take it out. Apparently, with Volkswagens, you also have to take out the little brass distributor drive. See what's happening here? So I left that in. I don't know, I just capped it, put it in. It sat in there, bounced around, fell apart. All the little brass bits went through the engine. I killed the engine. Excellent. So we started the process of doing a new engine. So I found a good 1600 motor. We've ordered barrels and pistons and push rods and all new stuff like that. A camshaft to suit the supercharger and everything, and some heads. But as most people know who are trying to order parts within the world, it's hard work at the moment. Like, stuff just didn't turn up. We're still waiting on the heads. It's been 9 months. We're still waiting on the heads, but apparently they are on their way now. About a couple months ago, I went, look, this thing's driving me mad. It's just sitting there. I'm paying registration, everything. So I bought another Beetle with a good running 1600, pulled the motor, we put all the supercharger stuff on it. We fitted it in my car. We had to modify a few other bits and pieces because mine's an early 6-volt gearbox and it was a proper 1600 twin port, so we had to die grind bits out inside, change the starter motor, change the clutch, you know. So there was a bit more involved than we thought. Well, it just bolts in, it's a Volkswagen. No, it doesn't just bolt in. We're learning more. I'll admit that we've still got a lot more to learn about Volkswagens, but it now runs and drives. It's definitely way better than it was. I'll show you in a video in a minute. So it's a cold start, so it's still, like when it's cold, it's like a little bit of a flat spot just on idle. Once it's warmed up, smooth, beautiful, good power, seems to be really good. We're gonna try and take it up and do a dyno run just to get the power we're on, and also just to see if we can maybe get a little bit more of the tuning right. It takes a little bit to get it started in the morning when it's cold. Not too bad, but not ideal. You know, you got to crank it a couple of times, prime it, all that sort of stuff. But definitely really good, like way better than it was. So I've just got to let it go through the car a little bit. It's been sitting for 9 months, so like we've just got to check the brakes and stuff like that. They're working, but I just kind of adjust them, and I've got a couple of leaks and that sort of thing. So give us a sec. I'll put the video up of the startup. I won't worry about doing one of going around the block. You've seen that before. If you go back to that previous video that's had some good amount of views from about a year ago, I go through the entire setup. We did change a couple of things. We moved the coil. Originally we had the coil kind of hidden away because we thought it looked cleaner. Of course it was a pain in the ass to get to, so we've relocated the coil, done a couple of little bits and pieces like that. But I'm glad that it's back on the road. I'll own the mistake. It's an expensive mistake. I mean, obviously this motor is going to cost me $6,000-7,000, maybe more. What do you do? Hey, if you've made a mistake, just own it, comment below, tell us, hey, yeah, look, I stuffed up. Sometimes the only way to learn is to make those mistakes. It was an expensive one, and of course a really long delayed, because like I say, it's been 12 months since we filmed that video, so obviously 12 months since the car's been running and driving and that sort of thing. So keen to get it back and sorted, and yeah, sort of driving again. As I say, we'll walk past, you can see it's absolutely, it's filthy. The paint, everything is all dirty and everything like that. But I'll get it all cleaned up. We'll get it washed. I'll get the interior put back together. We had bits and pieces out. Yeah, check it out. If you do want some info, you can buy this kit. Obviously not through us, but you can buy it. It is a bit of work. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It can be done. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this motor in and run it dynoed. Then when we've built the new motor, which has got better heads and better compression and the proper cam, then we'll do this whole thing again and maybe see if there is how much of a power increase we get. If you like what we're doing, like and subscribe. As I say, in a couple of weeks, we'll do a video on the 32 chassis, and I'm also going to do a how-to video on assembling an I-beam front end for a hot rod, check it out. Enjoy the episode.